Good afternoon. Welcome to the February 25th meeting of the town board. And I'd like to call it to order. With that, I'd ask our clerk to call the roll.
Yes, Councilwoman Bonner,
Here.
Councilman LaValle,
Present.
Councilman LaGuercio,
Present.
Councilman Foley,
You're muted, Neil.
I'm here.
Councilman Panicone,
Here.
and Supervisor Romaine.
Present, and with that, we'll stand and pledge the flag. If you would be kind enough to lead us, Donna.
Certainly. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America
And to the republic
for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And a moment of silence. I'd like to join our president, President Biden. Earlier this week, he, his wife, the vice president, and her husband honored and paid their respects to the more than 500,000 Americans that have died as a result of this virus. I'd like to join with them and have a moment of silence for all who have lost their lives in this really terrible pandemic. Okay, we'll go on to reports to the board. We have one from our town clerk.
Okay. If I can just have 1 second. Nope. Oh, need to move through this.
Take your time, Donna.
And I am having an issue with going to my, okay, we will do it on. So I have a report of revenue for the town clerk's office for the month of January in the amount of $1,052,743.76. May I have a motion to accept?
Motion
So
to
moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Okay, and then we have the communications consensus agenda, which consists of the town board meeting from February 11th.
Yes, there is one item on the, I'm sorry, what was that, Supervisor?
I said, I believe it deals with the town board minutes from February 11th.
Okay, may I have a motion to accept, please? Town
So
board
moved.
minutes.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Okay, and we're on to the highway consensus agenda. And we have 2 items.
Yes, may I have a motion to accept the highway consensus agenda items?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
And then we are on to the consensus resolution agenda.
And there are 2 items, C43 and C44 of the year 2021. So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Okay, and now we're on to the resolution agenda, and we're going to start off with
Can I just have a second, please? Because I need to get to that screen. And I don't mind if somebody wants to text me and tell me what I'm doing wrong here, because I don't have that screen up.
okay.
If just give me 1 minute.
Take your time. Maybe we could get someone from IT to come over.
Oh, I think I'm here. I'm sorry, but
Hey, in the age of computers.
because I'm working with one screen today now. And
That's
that's,
that too, I know.
okay, so I mean, I can see the agenda, but I'm trying to get it on the right hand of my screen. I know my staff is listening to me. So,
Well, hopefully they can come over and do something.
yeah, okay, so let's let's go ahead and start.
Okay, I think I'm up. I'll start.
Yes, you are.
Resolution 137 of 2021, authorizing the supervisor, deputy supervisor to execute an agreement
Here I am.
with Iron Mountain Secure Shredding Incorporated to provide paper shredding and disposable services at Town of Brookhaven 2021 satellite paper shredding events. So moved.
Second.
On the motion,
All those in,
on the motion, I believe that Councilwoman Jane Bonner has good news. Today, she was able to secure $4,000. Jane, do you want to talk about that?
Yes, we'll have a resolution for the next town board meeting. As many people know, they know that Dime Bank and Bridgehampton National Bank merged. And I know some people at Bridgehampton National Bank, and I reached out to them to see if they would be willing to sponsor our paper shredding events because Teachers Federal Credit Union didn't respond to any of our outreach. And my contact at Dime said that they would be happy to sponsor our paper shredding events for 2021, not for the usual amount that we got, but for $2,000 more. So thanks, Dan. Thanks for bringing it up. I was going to wait for the next town board meeting, but we take recycling very seriously here in Brookhaven, and you know, certainly under the guidelines and laws that we can, you know, that are put forth by the state. So.
Right. Okay.
Thanks.
Resolution 138 of
Oh,
2000.
let's take a vote on that.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Donna, you're muted.
all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Resolution 138 of 2021 is the assignment of license agreement between the town of Brookhaven and Michael Kokel for underwater property at Bellport Bay. So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Resolution number 139 of 2021 is authorization to enter into an agreement between the Town of Brookhaven and BioReference Laboratories Incorporated. So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Let's see here.
Okay, Michael.
Yeah, I was just waiting for Donna to give me the cue.
Oh.
One sec. Yeah.
For those listening, we have a new
Resolution
computer
carries, yeah.
system for our town board meeting run by eCivics that Donna is working with. So it takes a little bit of adjusting and it isn't as rapid as we would like it to be. We hesitate for a second, give Donna an opportunity to make sure our votes are recorded.
You can move on. I'm ready.
Resolution 140 of 2021 is to authorizing the Fifth Amendment of the contract between County of Suffolk and Town of Brookhaven for the operation of a nutrition program for the elderly. So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Go ahead, Donna.
Yes, motion carries.
Resolution 141 of 2021 is the authorization to enter into an agreement with Suffolk County Office for the Aging for the residential repair program. So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Resolution 142 of 2000.
Mike, I just asked you to slow up just a step, okay? Please
Okay.
before, but you can go ahead now.
Resolution 142 of 2021 is to authorize the Commissioner of Finance to amend the 2021 adopted capital budget to establish a new project for the Mill Pond Golf Course bunkers and tee boxes to be funded through the Fairway Golf Reserve and an existing capital project for Mill Pond improvement. So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
So nice to be talking about golf.
The snow is melting.
Yeah.
Snow melts.
That's it.
Resolution 143 of 2021, award bid number 21002, electrical services on call. So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Resolution 144 of 2021 is to establish a petty cash fund for the Department of Public Safety. So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries, but here's what's happening. There is a delay from when we move between resolutions because I have to set the time clock, the timestamp, and it doesn't happen right away. That's where this delay is happening.
So do
But-
you want to say next for all of us?
Yeah, why
You
did
want
you
to
say
do
that?
Yeah,
that?
okay, I will do that.
Okay, that would be better.
All right, next.
Resolution 145 of don't make me laugh, it hurts. 145 of 2021, authorizing the town of Brookhaven Department of Housing and Community Development to apply for and submit an application to the United States Department of Housing and Urban Development for the Foster Youth to Independence Competitive Voucher Program in response to a notice of funding availability invitation, and authorizing the supervisor to execute related documentation and to accept any resulting grant award. So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
All right,
Opposed? Motion carries. Next.
Resolution 146 of 2021, authorization for settlement of acquisition of property located on Ecky Avenue in Bellport for affordable housing purposes. Owners John and Katie Harris, Mima LLC, Gamarin LLC, Laura Tusi, Ron Staten Corp., and John LLC. So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
aye,
Opposed? Motion carries. Next.
147 of 2021 is setting a public hearing to amend Chapter 10 of the Code of the Town of Brookhaven entitled Parks and Recreation Areas, Section 10-2 entitled Definitions, Section 10-29 entitled Town Marinas and Mooring Areas, and Chapter 74 of the Code of the Town of Brookhaven entitled Brookhaven Port Jefferson Harbor Complex Waterway, Section 74-4 entitled Definitions. So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
aye.
Opposed?
Hearing date, Donna,
I'm sorry?
the hearing date,
Oh, I'm so sorry. The hearing date on that is March 25th, 2021 at 2:30 PM. And next,
148 of 2021 is authorizing a memorandum of understanding between the Peconic Land Trust Incorporated and the Town of Brookhaven regarding the acquisition of 191 South Street in Manorville. So moved.
Second.
all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye,
Opposed? Motion carries. Next.
Resolution 149 of 2021, rescinding Resolution 0359 of 2020 entitled Consent of the Town Board to the Superintendent of Highways ordering a discontinuance of highway pursuant to Section 205 of the Highway Law in Ocean Bay Park, Fire Island, and authorizing the sale of excess lands associated with therewith. So moved.
so,
Second.
second, and what we're doing, Neil, with this, I'm sure you can explain it, is we're withdrawing our offer to sell a right-of-way to adjoining property owners simply because the fire district in that area has asked that this right-of-way, which is right next to the beach, be left open so that they could have access in case of emergency. It's not a road, it's actually sand. But I just want to say that for the record, for anyone that's listening from Ocean Bay Park or from any of the Fire Island fire departments who have supported Ocean Bay Park in keeping this right of way in town possession.
Having been moved and seconded, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next.
Number 150 of 2021 is a bond resolution authorizing the issuance of $500,000 in bonds to pay the cost of the Mastic Beach floodplain restoration. This is the Mastic Marshland Conservation Area.
Yes, this is going to be a roll call vote. So Ms. Bonner, how do you vote?
You need a second.
Oh, I'm so
A
sorry.
second.
Annette,
On the-
before we go into that, Annette, can you talk about this a little bit?
Can
Absolutely.
I just ask Annette first? That was Mr. Foley. That was the second?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, I'd be happy to. Actually, the board should be very proud of this initiative. This is a bond just to wrap around for an actual grant that you've received. This is the third grant that the board has received for the Mastic Marshlands area. And this one gives us a little bit more flexibility with what we can do with the money. This will allow demolitions both of town-owned parcels and privately owned, as you will go into hearings later today regarding demolitions of condemned properties and that are in disrepair. This money can be used for both. But what the town board should be particularly proud of is you're getting written up all across the nation in regard to this Mastic Marshlands project and the money and time that you've devoted to this. This is in many, many journals. We've also gotten grants from the Nature Conservancy to do demolitions in this area. And the work you're doing to restore the floodplain, to protect the other residents of the Mastic Beach and Shirley area is gaining attention. You're in many, many environmental publications. And also it's been brought up in many seminars. And this is just one more step and some more funding. And you should be very proud of your efforts down here.
Thanks, Annette.
Thank you.
Having been moved and seconded, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I think
Donna, is this a bond? This is a bond
That's a
resolution.
bond. Yep.
Oh, and I started to do that and stopped.
you
I'm
did.
sorry. All right, Ms. Bonner, how do you vote?
I vote yes.
And Mr. Lavelle,
Yes.
Mr. Lugercio,
Aye.
Mr. Foley,
yes.
Mr. Panico,
Yes.
Supervisor Romaine.
Yes.
Motion carries. Next,
Resolution 151 of 2021, authorizing acceptance of a donation of propane emergency response equipment from Paraco Gas Corporation to the town of Brookhaven Division of Fire Prevention. So moved.
Second.
all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next,
Resolution 152 of 2021 is 2020 various operating budget transfers. So moved.
Second.
all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next,
Resolution 153, award bid number 21004, furnish and install asphalt concrete on various town roads, Zone 1. So moved.
Second.
all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next,
Resolution 154 of 2021 is 2021 various operating, resolution.
it is various operating transfers.
I was right, sorry. 2020 various operating budget transfers. So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next,
Resolution 155 of 2021 is an authorization for the town of Brookhaven to evaluate and consider entering into an agreement with the New York State Department of Environmental Conservation for Fire Island Inlet to Montauk Point, New York Coastal Storm Risk Management Project. So moved.
Second.
all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next,
Resolution 156 of 2021, award bid number 21005, Sands Pit Marina bulkhead replacement. So moved.
Second.
all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Resolution 157 of 2021 is,
Yep, it's
oh,
fine.
sorry.
That's all right.
Are you ready?
Yeah, good.
Resolution 157 of 2021 is amending Resolution 2020-0074 entitled Authorizing the First Extension of the License Agreement between the Town of Brookhaven and J&B Restaurant Partners Top Flight Foods LLC for Cedar Beach Concession in Mount Sinai, New York, to facilitate additional improvements. So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Okay, that ends the resolution agenda. We don't have public hearings till 2:30, but what we can do now is set dates. We have one date to set for the Uniform Traffic Code for March 25th. So
Let
maybe,
me just go to that, please. Yeah.
sure.
Yes, so public hearing number 1, Uniform Traffic Code Amendments. Town Attorney Annette Aderesto will be providing. Town Attorney Annette Aderesto.
Donna, we're
Yes.
just setting dates for a future hearing. We can't start that hearing for another 8 minutes.
I'll go.
Set dates. set
I'm
dates.
We're
sorry.
setting dates.
Yes, setting dates.
Yes.
We are setting for February 25th.
March 25th.
I'm sorry, March 25th. I'm looking at the other date. Oh, can I please, you're going to move that, Supervisor?
Yes, I am.
I'll second.
And that's for 2:30 PM on that day. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Okay, we're going to take a 3-minute break. And we'll be back exactly at 2:30 to start public hearings. For anyone that wants to chime in, I heard some people may want to call in or Zoom in to speak on the decision calendar. No, everything on the decision calendar have had public hearings and written comments. Those are closed now. And the only thing left on the decision calendar is for the board to make a decision. It's not subject to public comment. So if anyone's waiting to do that, I just thought I'd mention that. Okay, and we will be back in 3 minutes with the public hearing. Okay, we are back. It is now 2:31 and we're going to be starting our public hearings.
I'm sorry, but can they start my video? I'm not able to start it.
Okay,
myself.
we start the town clerk's video, please.
Thank you.
Thank you, Matt Sabatella, who's doing a bang-up job trying to keep us public informed. Okay, we have the town board back and we're going to proceed with public hearing number 1, which is about the Uniform Traffic Code. Donna, do you want to?
Yes, certainly. Public hearing number 1, Uniform Traffic Code Amendment. Attorney Annette Aderesto will be providing a brief summary of today's public hearing to amend the Uniform Traffic Code. Legal notices for public hearings are published no less than 10 days and no more than 20 days prior to a public hearing in one of the legal town newspapers. My office has received a signed affidavit of publication from the newspaper.
Thank you. Annette, do you want to explain briefly what traffic codes we're changing or proposing to change?
Yes, Supervisor. The following is a summary of the amendments of the Town of Brookhaven Uniform Traffic Code. Article 7, Section 26, stop and yield intersections. There are 6 additions in the hamlet of Stony Brook. Article 8, Section 33, parking prohibited in designated areas. There are 2 additions for segments of roadway in the hamlets of East Moriches and Patchogue. Article 8, Section 36, parking time limited in designated locations. There are 3 deletions and 2 additions for segments of roadway in the hamlets of East Setauket and Miller Place. Article 19, Section 102, speed limits on town highways. There are 9 deletions and 3 additions for segments of roadway in the hamlet of Medford.
Thank you. Do we have any speakers on this public hearing?
No, Supervisor.
Okay, does the board have any questions? No questions. I'll make a motion to close this public hearing.
I'll
Second.
second.
Ms. Bonner,
Yes.
all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion to close carries.
And subsequently, I'll make a motion to adopt these traffic uniform traffic code changes.
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Okay, we are on to our second hearing.
Yes, public hearing number 2, introductory local law number 2 of 2021 to consider enacting an introductory local law amending Chapter 66 entitled Town Businesses and Chapter 85 entitled Zoning of the Town Code of the Town of Brookhaven. Legal notices are published no less than 10 days, no more than 20 days prior to a public hearing in one of the legal tenders of papers. My office has received a signed affidavit of publication from the newspaper. And my office is also in receipt of a letter from Suffolk County Planning advising that this is a matter for local determination. Should the board render a decision today, this is indeed a type 2 action. Our letter from Suffolk County Planning is dated January 20th, 2021. Dear Ms. Lent, pursuant to the requirements of sections A14-14 to A14-20.
When I click on that, it says NLS Holding Corp.
Mike. The above referenced application, which has been submitted to the Suffolk County Planning Commission, is considered to be a matter for local determination, as there is no apparent significant countywide or intercommunity impact. A decision of local determination should not be construed as either an approval or disapproval. Signed, very truly yours, Andrew P. Freeling, Chief Planner.
Okay, thank you very much. We have Beth Riley to explain what this code change, which is a very minor code change, what it's about.
Correct. The proposed code amendment is to change the definition of depot in 2 places in the town code, the tow depot section, the tow section and the zoning section. The proposal is to allow tow depots that were formerly required to have screening in the fencing, as well as landscaping in front of the fencing, to have one or the other. We've been seeing that when we ask people to put landscaping on a depot, unfortunately, you're putting it in asphalt and the trees don't survive. It doesn't really make any sense. So if they have so this would give them the option. So if they have the room to do it and it'll work for them to put the landscaping in, that will allow that. So nothing will prevent them from doing both if they'd like to, but it gives them an option and gives them a little more flexibility.
It's more business friendly.
Yes.
Yes, thank you. Is there any questions from the board? Do we have any public
Supervisor, we have one speaker.
Okay.
And I'll ask the monitors to let him in. He's in?
Is that Neil?
Yes, Neil G. on the bottom.
Okay, we have to unmute him and let him come on. Neil, you're on.
Excuse me, Mr.
He has to be sworn in.
Yes, if you'll please raise your right hand.
Can you see me?
Yes, could you raise your right.
Right hand.
Okay.
Do you swear to tell the whole truth, and nothing but the
That's the
truth? So
truth
help
you
you?
got.
I do.
Thank you.
Whenever you're ready.
I would just like 2 clarifications on that change. One, it was always in chapter 66 that if anybody had something prior to a change, they would be granted. Is that still the account for what you're changing right now? Or is that, because there's always confusion on this with the building inspectors when they come to inspect. And then when you talk to your law department, we're having problems that one doesn't agree with the other and one can't overrule on the other. So I would like, clarification so that way when somebody has a problem, because I had a problem last year with this, where the town code said, you had to have these things. You only had to have the coverings if it was a commercial property to a residential. My particular property, which is on Mark 3 Road, they made me cover and put bushes in as per Mr. Brown. And he wouldn't change. He says, I don't care what Dave Moran says. He goes, Tom, Dave Moran said Brown was wrong. Brown said Moran was wrong. And you know what came out of the whole thing? It cost me $2,500 to put bushes in and covering because I couldn't get anybody to overrule them or make a clarification on who was right and who was wrong.
Well, Neil,
I could
obviously,
take
someone
this.
heard you
I can answer.
because what this code amendment does is you either do bushes or you do fences, but you don't have to do both.
And now there's no ambiguity.
Now
I'm
there's
saying,
no,
so people who are grandfathered in are going to have to do these changes?
Okay, that's.
No.
no.
Clear.
Let Beth clarify.
The reference to grandfathering in is a reference to it. The code says that in 1999, there was a change. So people who had a depot before 1999, as Mr. Jambron indicated, only needed to put the landscaping adjacent to residential property.
Right.
This is- We're not making people rip out landscaping. We're not making people do anything. This is moving forward. You either do landscaping or screening. So it doesn't
Or.
affect that.
not and, or. So we make that very clear.
And it doesn't, yes, it doesn't affect what you're talking
Okay.
about. Mr. Jambron.
So every single depot in the town of Brookhaven is going to be required to do this.
There's nothing that we're requiring people to do more. It's landscaping.
You
Or
either have
screening.
landscaping or fencing,
Okay.
one or the
Well,
other.
has-
And if you
now-
if you have neither, then you're in violation.
Okay, so but this covering, now we're changing the town code to whether you're backed up to commercial or residential, it's irrelevant now?
No,
In the town code before this, it did say that the covering was only needed if you were commercial to residential, not commercial to commercial.
before 1999.
Yep.
You needed landscaping if you were, I'm sorry, after 99, if you're adjacent to residential, you don't need the landscaping. Correct.
Okay.
It's not changing.
Okay, so the people who don't have it before 99, they don't have to, they're not gonna have to do anything.
Nobody has to do anything differently as it relates to that.
No, it's hard because a lot of times this is what goes on, that, there's a change and,
This is to loosen, not tighten.
Let me just jump in here.
Okay.
So one of the things Neil asked about was coordination with the law department and planning. The commissioner and I have coordinated together for all the tow depots. We've spent many hours trying to solve all these issues. This was one of the remedies because we couldn't see putting landscaping in areas where the landscaping was going to die if there were slatted fences, and the board agreed. And we've also gone through, and mostly Beth has done this, gone through all the tow applications to try to get to the bottom of all the ones that don't comply. And the answer to your question is everyone's going to be treated the same going forward.
Okay.
And that's what we have spent the last probably 3 months working on. And Beth has done a great job with her staff, and
I have to
think
commend Beth
that
is the
going
only person
forward-
who's gotten back to me with problems with,
you have problems with your depot?
We spoke.
You'll be
I have
getting
several- I have
letters.
several depots. I think I have 7 turns on the list, so.
You'll be,
Kevin's office actually reached out and got in touch with Beth for me because I was calling and the only person I could get was Bill Rogers. And Bill Rogers, I know he was giving the messages, but no one was getting back to me on issues with some of my depots. And then all of a sudden it's, okay, we're turning the list March 1st. And it's like, okay, but I've been trying to get in touch with people for months, it just.
Well, you got the right person with Beth.
I
because
told you to call me.
For
Taking
example-
autonomous now, unfortunately.
Right. Greg Brown works for
not
Beth,
completely.
just so you should know. Greg Brown works for Beth,
Okay,
okay? She's the boss.
okay,
All right.
that works for me.
Good luck. If you have any future problems, you've got 2 people like you can work with, Beth Riley, our planning commissioner, and your own councilman, Kevin Laval, who's deeply involved in local issues.
Like I said, no, Kevin's office has been incredible, so.
Good.
Yeah, just trying to help you, Neil. We know you.
No, I know you do.
guys are
I know
going
you
through.
do. And I really appreciate it because especially with what's going on in these times, it's, it's really tough.
Yeah, I know.
People don't, I don't think a lot of people realize, the economic, effects of COVID. My business alone, I'm down 44% from 2019. People
Believe
get
it or
hit
not,
hard
there
with
are
all this.
areas of the town that are down, business, revenue, everything. We're no different than anyone else, but we understand. Neil, prosper and do well.
I appreciate
Well,
that. Thank you so much.
Falcon salute, but good luck. And
Thank you.
stay in touch with Beth and Kevin.
I will.
Okay,
Thank you so much.
at this time, I'll make a motion to close this public hearing.
Second,
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion to close carries. Do I
Okay,
have a motion of adoption?
yes, I have public hearing number 2 of February 25, 2021. I have a resolution of adoption, local law amending chapter 66 entitled towing businesses and chapter 85 entitled zoning of the code of the town of Brookhaven. So moved.
I'll second that.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
okay. Clerk, a moment, and we'll be on to public hearing number 3, which
Yes.
is a
Public
hearing about an unsafe structure.
Determination. Yeah, determination of the premises located at 38 Parkside Avenue, Miller Place, New York, to be considered to be unsafe as defined by Chapter 73 pursuant to the engineer's report of Cashin, Spinelli, and Peretti LLC. The owner or other persons having an interest in the premises may be heard with respect to the condition of the premises and the actions necessary to secure or remove same. And this public hearing is being adjourned to the April 15, 2021 Town Board meeting at 5:30 PM. May I have a motion to adjourn?
I make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion to adjourn carries.
I'm just gonna note for everybody, this should hopefully be the last adjournment. They have a building permit. They are working to bring the home into compliance. We just want to see a little bit more progress, including pictures, before we withdraw this hearing from the demolition calendar.
Thank you.
Because we've all been led down the garden path before. So thank you, Brendan. I appreciate you staying on top of this.
No problem.
For Brendan Sweeney, because you didn't identify yourself. I just said
Thank
that.
you, Brendan
Those
Sweeney.
listening, they'd know who to blame. Okay, public hearing number 4.
Public hearing number 4, determination of the premises located at 19 Bellevue Avenue, Brookhaven, New York, to be unsafe as defined by Chapter 73 pursuant to the engineer's report of Cashin, Spinelli, and Peretti LLC. The owner or the persons having an interest in the premises may be heard with respect to the condition of the premises and the actions necessary to secure or remove same. Legal notices for public hearings are published no less than 10 days, no more than 20 days prior to a public hearing on one of the legal town newspapers. My office has received a signed affidavit of publication from the newspaper, and should the board render a decision, this has been deemed a secret type 2 action.
Okay. We have Brendan Sweeney on this one to tell us a little bit about this house.
Absolutely, Supervisor. So 19 Bellevue has an owner of Rose Mingachi, who had owned it since March 28th of 1979. But I'd like it to be known that when we did a title search, she has been deceased since 2006. There is a mortgage with Fannie Mae that was begun in July 27th of 2012. That's a typo on my part, I'm noticing now. And I called Suffolk County. They noted to me that the taxes are only unpaid for the second half of last year. I did not see any payments in the system for our systems as of this year, making the county eligible to take for back taxes after 12/2023.
But
It
the
is registered.
owner- The owner has been deceased since 2006.
Yes, we had
The deed
there's
is
a
still in that
search.
person's name?
What'd you say?
The deed is still in Rose's name?
It's showing as that way. The title report shows that it did go to surrogate's court. There were a lot of numerous relatives of hers, and a lot of the ones I read most of it. It seemed as though most of the relatives she left her will to are also deceased, and then their heirs were either deceased themselves or in faraway places that I guess they couldn't get into contact. In terms of the vacant registry, we have it registered that way. It looks like it was done by the bank, that they had a property management company register themselves on it. Asbestos is present, and we had 2 inspection dates conducted. January 14th of 2021, that's a typo, and February 23rd, which was yesterday, that Inspector Incogliato, 2 days ago, that Inspector Cogliato went out. There's one violation for litter that is going to be cleaned by the town. We have not gotten to it yet. It's been a little crazy. And we initially boarded this home in September of 2020. We contacted the mortgage holder. We contacted the person who's paid the taxes. We contacted the attorney who was handling the surrogates case, and we contacted the property management company. As of now, neither the owner nor the mortgage holders nor relatives of the owner have been in contact with us since we opened this proceedings. Councilman Lugercio and I did speak with Miss Isabella Rossellini about this. She's interested in purchasing the property. I don't know if there is a relative that maybe is hearing this and is, has a stake through the will that they'd be maybe possibly willing to sell. But I do know there is someone who is interested in purchasing this property and fixing it up. Subject building, 33 by 60 foot wood frame, single story residential structure on concrete foundation over crawl space. It's clad with wood and asbestos shingle siding and an asphalt shingle roof. It's in extremely poor condition. It's covered by tarping, and as you can see by the interior, it's not watertight. Siding, fascia, and soffits are deteriorating. Fascia and soffits are rotted away and open to the interior. The gutters are broken and missing in areas. The wood trim on the building is rotting. The property is overgrown, and there's remains of a fallen tree. There's miscellaneous trash also, both as you can see outside and inside. The inside is in poor condition with trash, construction debris, and suspect mold throughout. Ceilings have fallen due to exposure to moisture. The conditions of the interior appear to be the result of a severe hoarding situation. Access was limited due to the trash being piled up. The building it was boarded up, and the site is not secure, though, constituting a public safety hazard. Inspector Incogliato noted that to him, the conditions have worsened since Cashin conducted their inspection. For violations, we have from the 2020 Property Maintenance Code of New York State, Chapters 1, Sections 101 and 107. From Chapter 3, we have Sections 301, 302, and 304. From the 2020 Fire Code of New York State, we have Chapter 3, Sections 301 and 311, and the Code of the Town of Brookhaven, Chapters 49 and 73. Pursuant to the above definitions, the building is considered unsafe, lacks maintenance, is in an advanced state of disrepair, and unfit for human occupancy. Due to its very poor condition, rapid deterioration, the engineers and inspector believe the site poses a threat to the health, safety, and general welfare of the public. Based on the prior mentioned inspections, the owner has not corrected the existing defects nor made required repairs. Due to dilapidated nature and unsafe condition, it is recommended that it be demolished.
Okay, do we have any public speakers on this? Public speakers? No
Just
public
unmuting,
speakers?
no speakers.
Okay, with no speakers, do we have any questions from any of the board members? No questions? I will make a motion to close this public hearing.
Second.
Second.
Mr. Lugercio, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion to close carries.
Okay, Mr. Lugercio?
Termination of the premises at 19 Bellevue Avenue, Brookhaven, New York, 11719, Suffolk County Tax Map is provided. It's to be unsafe as defined by Chapter 73 of pursuant to the engineer report of Cashin, Spinelli, and Ferretti LLC. So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion to adopt carries.
Okay, we're on to public hearing number 5, and I understand this public hearing is going to be withdrawn, so I'll make a motion to withdraw public hearing number 5.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion to withdraw carries.
Okay, and the only thing that's left on our calendar is the decisions that are pending, and I believe there is one decision that we're making today.
Madam Clerk, do I have to open this or just read the decision?
No, we'll start the decision with the motion to accept
No,
The-
secret first.
secret, yeah.
All right, decision to secret negative declaration granting the application of Iconic Environmental Service Corp. for a town board special permit for a transfer station and town board waivers of special permit criteria on property located on Peconic Avenue, Medford, New York. So moved.
Can I have a second?
Second.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
And finally, the resolution of adoption granting the application of Peconic Environmental Service Corp. for a town board special permit for transfer station and town board waivers of special permit criteria on property located on Peconic Avenue in Medford, New York. So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Okay, we have no further business to attend to today, so I'll be happy to entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'll second.
No, you'll be first. He's entertaining.
I'll second.
And Mr. Lavelle, thank you. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion to adjourn carries. Thank you.
Thank you.
all. We'll see
Have a good day,
you.
everybody.
Have a great day.